All right, it's another year and our first official UFC pay-per-view, UFC 28, Holm versus Randamie. Not Rousey, not Holm, not Tate, not Zingano, not Nunez. Germaine de Randamie, the Iron Lady. How do you pronounce those names? Like, it's one of those things where if you look at the UFC women's fighters, almost all of them are either Brazilian or from some weird like European country nobody ever talks about. So it's very hard to actually come up with the proper pronunciation. Like I've been calling her Bethe Korea for years and years. Nowhere in history would I've been able to pronounce that Beche, but just going with the Anglo-Saxon pronunciations because it's what we do around here. So I'm gonna call her Germaine de Randamie. She's from the Netherlands, taking on Holly Holm, and of course this fight is for the women's featherweight championship. So they're fighting at 145. It is our main event for this upcoming show on Saturday. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really that interested in this matchup, to be completely honest with you. So I'm not going to sit here and give you a huge rundown of who I think is going to win versus who's not going to win. Well, that's kind of redundant. But I do think Holly Holm wins this one. I think de Randamie, she's a very, very good fighter. But the stats here, just looking at them, well, actually, stats kind of favor de Randamie if you look at them 100%. But the thing is, Holly Holm, she has 100% takedown accuracy. And it looks like Germaine de Randamie doesn't. You always go for the more versatile fighter, which I don't know, I guess probably still de Randamie. But I think Holly Holm's going to win. I really can't elucidate that for you, but she's going to win this fight. She wins second round TKO. Anderson Silva taking on Derek Brunson. A very, very interesting little matchup here. Really, this probably should be the main event, to be honest with you, but there's no title on the line, and we're trying to promote the women's division as hard as we can. So, seeing the stats here, pretty dead even, like in all the metrics as far as height and reach goes. Significant strikes, pretty even. Slight tilt towards Silva as far as accuracy is concerned. Strikes absorbed per minute, Derek Brunson can hit 2.7 times compared to 1.8 for Silva. Defense, big advantage for Silva. Takedown average, Anderson Silva doesn't go to takedowns. Brunson does. He's averaging 3.37 per fight compared to 0.57 for Silva. Strangely enough, though, Silva is way more accurate and has a slightly higher submission average. I think it's going to be a great fight. I think it's going to come down to the wire. I don't think Silva finishes him, but I think he comes very, very close. I think Silva goes out there and he gets a pretty resounding 3-round unanimous decision victory. Ronaldo Souza taking on Tim Boetsch. Boy, this fight doesn't really seem like it should exist, but it does. Ronaldo, clearly guy should be getting a title shot like 3 pay-per-views ago. Now he's fighting Tim Boetsch just because. Keep beating him substandard competition, I suppose. Not even going to bother with the metrics on this one. Ronaldo is going to win this fight. He's going to win it first round TKO. Don't even bother. Not going to be competitive whatsoever. Glover Teixeira taking on Jared Cannonier. And I'm just going to say one thing about this Jared guy. He's an up-and-comer. He's 9-1. He's called the Killer Gorilla. And he's of the African-American persuasion, and I don't even know how that happened, like why they would call him that, why he would agree to be called that, I don't know. But, the metrics, pretty similar, very, very slight range advantage for Cannonier. The striking is pretty dead even. Looks like there's a bit of an accuracy advantage for Cannonier. But takedown averages obviously goes towards Glover. Takedown defense favors Glover. Submission averages favors Glover. He's just a more versatile fighter. I think this gets to the second round, but eventually it ends with Glover. He wins it, second round stoppage, TKO. And our curtain jerker, which probably is going to be the best fight of the night, I think, most competitive anyway. Dustin Poirier taking on Jim Miller. Slide reach advantage for Poirier. Leg reach identical. Strikes per minute favors Poirier. Accuracy, as far as striking concerned, favors Poirier. Strikes absorbed per minute favors Miller. Defense favors Miller. So yeah, it should be a very interesting matchup. I'm going to go with Jim Miller to win this one by unanimous decision. So a little bit of a sort of upset there, but not a huge one. It's going to fly by all of the other undercard bouts real quick. Randy Brown taking on Belal Muhammad. I'm going to go with Brown by first round knockout. Wilson Race taking on Ulka Sasaka. Wilson Race is going to win this fight. I got him winning by second round knockout. Nick Lentz taking on Islam Makhachev. I'm going to go with Islam Makhachev in a pretty big upset victory. I think he wins late third round stoppage. Ian McCall taking on Jared Brooks, the Monkey God versus Uncle Creepy in the battle of worst nicknames ever in history. I don't really know a whole lot about Jared Brooks. I'm going to go to McCall, just unanimous decision. Marcin Tybura taking on Justin Willis, also a newcomer. So I don't really know anything about him. I can't really make an educated guess, but I'll go with Tybura by unanimous decision. Ryan LaFleur taking on Ron Carnero. Very, very, very low on the totem pole for fighters of this caliber. I'm going to give it to Ryan LaFleur. Another unanimous decision victory. And our first fight of the night, Rick Glenn taking on Felipe Nover. I'm going to go with Rick Glenn, unanimous decision. So not a whole lot of great fights on the set here, but enough to keep it entertaining. You might want to catch the highlights. The gifts afterward, the animated stuff will be great. But yeah, not exactly the best way to start off the pay-per-view portion of the MMA calendar year, but it's better than nothing, and hopefully we'll get some pretty awesome knockouts that we can reflect on at year's end. So that's it. That's my picks for UFC 208. We got some better pay-per-views coming up, but just to kind of get the ball rolling, it's not that too bad.